The first important travel tip for Germany out of many that I have for you is how to order food the German way. And this is what I mean. Look at the menu right away after the waiter brought it to you. And then order the food when the waiter comes back. Because it's not like in the States, where the waiter checks in with you all the time, maybe you sit down, you talk, you haven't decided that. No. Because remember, Germans are efficient. They don't like to run back and forth. So if they ask you the first time and you haven't decided yet, it might take them a while to come back. So look at the menu and order right away when the waiter comes. Now you ate your food, you're all done, you want to pay. This is how you do it. You ask the waiter to pay and they will come to you. It's not like, maybe in the States where you go somewhere else to the counter to pay. No, in Germany usually you pay at the table. So the waiter comes to you, he with a little pouch a lot of times. Also, when he brings you the check, he waits there for you, expecting for you to pay. So don't think he will leave again and come back. No, usually when they bring you the check, they also expect you to pay right away. Let's talk about food so you just get an understanding of the prices. So in the beer halls, meals are usually 9 to 15 euros. Just heads up, they are usually very touristic. And pre-made sandwiches are around 5 euros. A nice meal at a sit-down restaurant is 25 euros or more, most of the times more. And the tip here is if you're looking for something cheaper, get a doner kebab. These are so good. These are like a bread filled with meat and vegetables. They are around 4 to 5 euros and they are so delicious, totally worth it. Now, if you eat meat and you had enough of, schnitzel and sausages, which are really good, but after a while you're just like, oh, I can't take it anymore. Go for Italian food, because that's very authentic in Germany, especially in the south, because so many real Italians, are living in the south of Germany. They opened up an Italian restaurant and it's fantastic, fantastic Italian food. They even call Munich the most northern Italian city. So yeah, it's just Bella Italia in Germany. Water is not free, and this is what I mean with it. Ordering tap water in a restaurant, that concept does not really exist in Germany. So when you order water, you will have to pay for that water. And oftentimes if you ask for tap water, they might just look at you weird and oftentimes don't serve it to you. Some do, most of the time they don't. Also be aware that there's two options for water. The carbonated one, which is the one with bubbles, or not carbonated. Now usually carbonated water is the norm, so just make sure to specify which type of water you want in Germany. Tipping, I get asked all the time, how does it work in Germany? So you usually give about 7 to 10%. And this is how you do it, because it's not like in the States, where you have to fill out the amount you want to tip. Remember, they come to you, they say, oh, the total bill is 27 euros. Then you have to calculate in your head. You don't have time, unfortunately. Well, you could pull out your phone and calculate it there, but usually people just round up a bit. You would say, 27 euros, okay, just make it 30. So you tell them the total amount with the tip included. It might get confusing a bit in the beginning because you're like, oh, how much percent should I give? But you'll get used to it. Now, Germany has great public transport that's very reliable most of the time, let's say. The good thing though is that in the big cities, one ticket gives you access to bus, tram, the train, the metro, which is good, because you can use everything. Just be careful because fares are determined by zones. And if you buy a ticket for the wrong zone, you technically don't have a ticket. And Germans are strict. Buses are really a cheap way to get around in Germany, and there is several options. I usually like to take a Flixbus or Eurolines. And just to give you an example, a bus from Berlin to Munich costs as low as 20 euros, so really, really cheap. And of course, you can also rent a car here, which I would recommend because driving is easy. I mean, Germans love rules and very strict about it, so nobody just, swerving in and out. Driving is very chill here, and the Autobahn is super fun because you literally can go as fast as you want. There's just one thing I want you to be careful about, and always drive on the right and pass on the left. This is what I mean. If you want to pass another car, you go on the left, otherwise drive on the right. Because if you drive on the left and you just, driving along, maybe not paying attention to the surroundings, then you'll notice you very quickly will have a BMW, Mercedes or whatever car in your back, pretty much touching your trunk. Germans don't like that if you just cruise along on the left lane. So yeah, just stick to the right lane. Now, I recommend for you to book your hotels way in advance, because summer is very popular. And if you want to visit the beer festival, Oktoberfest, definitely book your hotel and accommodation way in advance because it gets crazy in Munich. And if you want some recommendations, check out the description of my favorite hotels here in Germany. Always have cash on you. And you might think, Germany, it's a rich country, very developed, and it is. But this thing drives me crazy in Germany because cards are not accepted everywhere. Some places only take cash. And some places take card, but they only accept card with a minimum amount of 10 euros. And you don't want to be standing there with, your chewing gum, be like, man, I have to find something else for 9 euros, otherwise I won't be able to pay this with my card. Unfortunately, Germany is a bit slow when it comes to that, so always have cash on you. And if you don't want to escape yet, subscribe for more videos like this. Germans play by the rules, and when you are on their ground, I recommend you to do the same. So for a starter, pedestrians usually wait, at the light until it's green. Nobody really crosses, nobody really jaywalks. And if you do, you probably will get a disapproving look. And also, if you bike here, make sure that your front and your back light is working. Because if not, and the police stops you, hefty fine. And I speak from experience, not worth it. Be punctual. We all know this. Germans are very punctual. It's part of German etiquette. There is no such thing in Germany as, being the cool kid and coming late. People arrive here on time. Actually, that's a lie. People arrive 5 to 10 minutes early. So just be aware if you meet Germans. Be punctual here. Now be prepared that on Sundays, Germany becomes like the Hunger Games. And this is what I mean, because Sunday is a day of rest, which means that most shops are just closed. So restaurants will be open, but if you want to do some errands or some shopping, not happening. If you forgot to buy some food, you will have to starve. Now I always say bring a water bottle to Germany because the tap water is safe to drink, and there's also a lot of fountains, in the villages and in the cities where you can just fill it up, for free. So you don't have to spend money on buying water, and you don't buy those stupid plastic bottles if you just bring a water bottle. Good for the environment, and tap water here is fantastic because it comes right from the Alps, from the mountains. Fantastic. Probably better water than if you buy it in the supermarket. So you're hearing all those nice things about Germany and you're thinking, when should I actually go? Now I always say Germany is good any time of the year. The summer is super nice. It's around 25 to 30 degrees. People will be in the beer gardens and the lakes. Really nice, but it's also the peak season. Winter is beautiful as well, especially the Christmas markets. What Germany is known for are amazingly beautiful. But it can get cold, sometimes minus 10 degrees. Now as said, don't forget to check out the description for some more detailed tips, and also check out the video about things you should not do in Germany because you don't want to be that tourist.